Boxing is more than a sport, it's a battleground for the soul. Behind the gloves and grit are stories of heartbreak, loss, and resilience. Today, we honor the fighters who stepped into the ring carrying more than just gloves. They carried tragedy. Johnny Tapia's life story is a tragedy worthy of a film script. At just 8 years old, he witnessed the brutal murder of his mother, a trauma that would haunt him forever. Boxing became his sanctuary, a place to channel the chaos and silence the pain. And he didn't just survive, he soared. Tapia captured world titles in 3 weight classes, electrifying fans with his wild style and unbreakable spirit. But the ring couldn't always quiet the demons. The void left by his mother's death was too deep, and Tapia turned to cocaine to numb the ache. His battles outside the ropes were relentless, run-ins with the law, stints in jail, and near-death experiences. Yet no matter how far he fell, he always came back to boxing. It was more than a sport. It was his voice, his therapy, his rebellion against fate. Tapia didn't just fight opponents. He fought grief, addiction, and the shadows of his past. And every time he stepped into the ring, he reminded the world, pain can break you, or it can build a warrior. Héctor Macho Camacho was the definition of boxing elegance. He was a genius at the hit and not get hit style, using incredible speed, fluid footwork, and a master's command of head movement and clinches to outsmart his opponents. His showmanship was just as famous as his skills. From his legendary macho time catchphrase to his taunts in the ring, he was a master entertainer. He won rounds with quick, scoring jabs while frustrating opponents with his elusive style. Yet behind the glitz and bravado was a man battling demons. Camacho struggled with drug and alcohol abuse throughout his life, even during the height of his career. After defeating Louis Burke, his comeback fight after a long layoff, he gave a post-fight interview that should have been triumphant. Instead, it was haunting. Camacho broke down, revealing a deep loneliness that fame couldn't mask.
For the championship, but it just feels good to be back.
And what about what message have you got for all your fans out there about this layoff and your return?
I just feel great. I just hope everybody keep supporting me, be my friend, because I need friends.
Hector, you're upset, and you won the fight. There's no reason to be upset, young man. I know the future is very much ahead of you. He's a happy young guy headed for what is no doubt going to be a world championship opportunity. Héctor Macho Camacho. Thanks, Hector, for coming on with us. Good luck to you. All right, Héctor Macho Camacho.
It was a rare, raw moment that reminded us, no matter how many people surround us, we can still feel profoundly alone. His life ended violently in 2012, but his legacy remains layered, equal parts brilliance, charisma, and tragedy. To dive deeper into Camacho's story, check the link in the description box. The Miracle Man Daniel Jacobs burst onto the professional boxing scene in 2007, racking up 22 wins with just 1 loss by 2011. He was fast, explosive, and destined for greatness. But that same year, everything changed. Jacobs was diagnosed with a rare and aggressive form of bone cancer. Doctors told him he might never walk again, let alone fight. His career, it seemed, was over before it truly began. But Jacobs wasn't done. In 2012, he returned to the ring, not just walking, but dominating. He unleashed a streak of 10 consecutive stoppages, fighting with a fire that could only come from someone who'd stared death in the face. By 2014, he was a world champion. His story isn't just about proving doctors wrong. It's about defying fate. It's about medical miracles, unbreakable will, and the kind of resilience that turns tragedy into triumph. Jacobs didn't just survive, he inspired. In 2015, Tyson Fury accomplished the unimaginable, dethroning the long-reigning Vladimir Klitschko to become the unified heavyweight champion of the world. After a lifetime of sacrifice, he had reached the summit of his sport. But in a cruel twist of irony, this moment of ultimate triumph triggered a descent into hell. With the titles won, Fury spiraled into a crippling battle with depression, addiction, and suicidal thoughts. It's a powerful and tragic reminder that sometimes the moment you achieve everything you've ever wanted is when you feel the most empty. After 3 years out of the ring and away from the public eye, the Gypsy King made a courageous and successful comeback in 2018. He returned not just as a boxer, but as an advocate for mental health, openly discussing his struggles. He went on to become a world champion once again. Tyson Fury's greatest rival wasn't in the ring. It was over the demons that tried to end him. His story is a reminder that even at the top, we can feel our lowest, and that true strength is rising when the world thinks you're finished. Oscar de la Hoya's boxing journey was fueled by a promise and a mother's dream. His rise to fame as the Golden Boy began not with a title, but with a vow made to his mother Cecilia as she battled cancer. Before her passing in 1990, she expressed her hope that her son would one day become an Olympic gold medalist. Every punch he threw was for her, and in the 1992 Olympics, he made good on his promise, winning the gold medal and dedicating it to his mother's memory. But he didn't stop there. As a professional, his accomplishments were nothing short of legendary, capturing 11 world titles across an incredible 6 weight classes. His career became a testament to love, loss, and legacy, a story still being written through his ongoing contributions to the sport with Golden Boy Promotions. His story isn't just about gold medals and championship belts. It's about love, loss, and the power of a promise kept. Mike Tyson was more than a fighter. He was a prodigy shaped by one man, Cus D'Amato. Cus wasn't just his trainer. He was Tyson's father figure, mentor, and emotional anchor. Under Cus's guidance, Tyson became the youngest heavyweight champion in history. But when Cus died in 1985, Tyson was just 19. The loss shattered him. Without that guiding force, his discipline unraveled. Fame and fortune collided with personal demons, leading to chaos, addiction, and heartbreak. Yet Tyson always came back to boxing, because deep down the ring was more than a stage. It was a sanctuary. His love for the sport and for Cus never left him. Every comeback was a tribute, every punch a memory. Tyson's story isn't just about power, it's about pain, love, and the fight to find yourself again. Every boxer's story is about a fight. But for Vinny, the Tasmanian devil, Pazienza, his biggest fight wasn't in the ring. A 2-time world champion known for his all-out aggression, Vinny was at the peak of his career when his world was turned upside down. In 1991, he was in a head-on car collision that broke his neck. The doctors were clear. His career was over. They told him he might never walk again. But Vinny Pazienza refused to accept defeat. He had a metal halo brace screwed into his skull to stabilize his spine, and against all medical advice, he went back to training. With the brace still screwed into his head, it was an unbelievable, painful act of will that defied all logic. Just 13 months after the accident, in one of sport's most miraculous comebacks, he returned to the ring and won. His story is a testament to an unshakable will, proving that the human spirit can overcome any obstacle, even a broken neck. These are just a few of the countless stories boxing has given us. Stories of pain, perseverance, and impossible comebacks. These fighters showed us that you can fail, you can fall, you can be told it's over, but you only lose when you choose not to rise. If this video moved you, drop a comment, hit that thumbs up, and subscribe for more stories that prove the human spirit is undefeated. Thanks for watching, and keep fighting.